Hey guys, so the warning I had for everybody here on Bitcoin is not to be full-blown believers that we were setting up structure as we often do with upside HVFs on left shoulders, and then grind lines and inverted structures on rights. In this case, weak grinding, then a little bit of a wind-up pump. This grind line was worrying me, and so was that one. I've looked away and I've just seen... had some dinner and it's totally thrown it down. I'd expect you'd get some form of rally. For me, the neckline has now already been broken. We use HVF method, which has funnels. You'll need to find out all about how and why that rolls with us and how we spot them. But this is pointing to a downside that if it makes target, which is not a contractual obligation, remember this is a probability-based game based on patterns and the price behavior. 7,462 is the target. That would mean it would run through that. That means you would trade below 7.5. Typically what happens with head and shoulders though, when you break up top there, you could have had your stop there, for example. You could have shorted the break of the grind line. You get a bounce often on the after running the neckline and the low here, which would be amplified for traditional traders that have some traditional technical analysis knowledge of head and shoulders. They're on the break there, so they would have seen it roughly at that purple line, which is a legacy target. You can see we've got lots of key levels of significance here. This would be the potential short trade now that would have been triggered, and you would have looked for stop loss on the other side of the right shoulder. Once we went into this this kind of V-shaped grinding on the down, grinding on the back up. Target-wise, you're going to look for at least the head and shoulders target, and in some instances you could retain some over. What typically will happen though is just as everybody sees, oh, new low, Bitcoin's throwing it down, and short, jump out, panic sell, and all of that, you actually get a relief rally that'll come back in to what we call the funnel area. You can find out why it's called that, and you'd start to get a bit of a resistance here. Potentially you may even stick a nose over the green line to get a bit of a relief rally, and for many they'll go, oh, that's it, it'll base out again and everything will be fine, but unfortunately once you've triggered the pattern, it usually has a reasonable probability of performing, even for reversals. Not as good as continuation in our book, but that still does happen. So the whole point of this pump and then this grinding line that we noticed here is that it's working its way up, it's exhausting itself, and that was the first warning. And then the continuation down, which made target, was another warning. And then this has been basing out weak recovery. So, a lot of the money's then in, and there's not enough new money to come back in, for example. Excuse me, and there's a bit of weakness. Anyway, you want to find out more? We've got an amazing new webinar, which we're going to be launching for the first time. It'll be free for all viewers, but it's only for those that are really serious and enjoy trading and understanding the methodology. And there's an offer to come on board with our trading metamorphosis program that will apply, and we should by then have our new platform up and running. So anyway, more on that, go to themarketsniper.com and hit get started. But watch now, you might just get a little bit of a buyback rally, and you get some improvement in the Bitcoin, and then lulls you into a bit of hope and false sense of security. And what often happens is the second stage sell can be sometimes worse than the initial one, or it can be slow and grinding, who knows, or it just fails. It dips for a short while. It doesn't have to make a target. As I say, this is a reversal, but often we find when you do them the HVF method version of the reversal, they often perform, while traditional technical analysis would have some long angled line, which actually has very little relevance in my view to anything, and would probably have looked like something like that, and is not based on any single price level at all. It varies depending where you are on the line, which makes no sense to us. But anyway, find out more at the website, but watch out for the Bitcoin. You may get a rally now, but you might want to, not advice, but you might, if you are already long, consider that we have a view for this performing to the downside now, to sub the 7.5 level. So stay alert. Okay, thanks for watching, and subscribe and share if you like.